to you guys. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's around about now that our summer bills will start piling up on the kitchen bench. And with winter just around the corner, we have Christopher Zinn here with some great tips to help us save some big bucks. It's nice to see you again.
Yes, likewise.
You're here to talk power bills with us. Which is the biggest power bill of the year? I would assume it'd be winter with all that heating we try to do.
Look, it does depend where you live. In the southern states, it can be winter. I suppose the thing about winter is there are alternatives. You know, there's electricity, there's gas, there's wood heating as well. Whereas summer, if you're in one of the hot places or one of the hot parts of the city, then air conditioning is used. But there again, I always recommend fans. You know, fans cool the skin, not the room, and they're much cheaper to run than air conditioning.
Yeah, true.
Now, Chris, oh, look, can I just pause here for that last news item? I have... Sorry, Chris, but the thought of a 90-year-old turtle having artificial insemination and then dying, like, I'm sorry, but... Yeah. That just horrified me.
It takes technology too far, yeah.
I have to get that out of the way. Now, back to you, Chris.
Not 90 years old, yes.
Certainly not far from it. But look, the temperatures are dropping and daylight savings finished. So how can we save on winter bills?
So winter heating, it's all about efficiency. Number one, you need to have efficient heaters. Now, electric bar heaters are cheap to buy, but they're very expensive to run. And also there's sort of underfloor heating. That can be expensive to install, but that's also very expensive to run. So look at where you get the maximum amount of heating for the minimum amount of cost.
What if you did want to buy a heater? Would you go... What sort of heater would you
Well, I'd look at the Energy Star ratings. Right. Again, natural gas has some real advantages for heating in terms of it being very quick. The cost has gone up recently, but look, a lot of people really like gas. You can see the flame as well, so that helps. The other thing, of course, is good old-fashioned insulation, either in the ceiling or in the walls, or curtains like Grandma used to do, or
double glazing.
Yeah, double glazing, or the snakes to keep dry. I mean, drafts. A lot of heat goes out of windows.
What about a good coat?
A good
just
coat.
Inside.
Well, that's it. You know, people turn up the heating too much because they're not wearing very much.
Yeah.
So again, you know, heat the rooms you're in for the times that you're there, but don't heat things you don't need. And just leaving it on willy-nilly at with a high thermostat, that's going to prove very costly.
And what about, Dad, I hope you're listening. You need to start putting your heater on it in winter time. I'm not visiting you anymore. What's your number one tip for someone who's just got a really big power bill and wants to save money?
Look, the best thing to do is to not pay a zack more for your gas or electricity than you need to, and that's by being on the best deal. So we know there's a huge spread between what are called the standing offers and the market offers. And if you haven't gone to a market offer, that can be, you know, $900, $1,000, one house next to each other, depending on what choice they've made. Now, there are going to be changes coming on July 1 around this in terms of what's called default pricing and reference pricing. But I say do things now and switch now. The government are improving things, but I would say what you can do for yourself tends to be faster and better.
Okay. You've done amazing things with One Big Switch. 1 million households have joined over the years, which is massive. And it's quite remarkable what people can do when they vote with their feet. What sort of discounts can you get by joining One Big Switch?
So what we're talking is an electricity and natural gas offer. It's from Origin Energy, and it's called the Origin Savers. So if we look at the discounts through the states, and these are discounts off the Origin Saver, it's 26% off the electricity and 18% off the natural gas. That's in New South Wales. 41% in Victoria. And these are pay-on-time discounts, so you do actually make sure that you can pay on time to make the most of it.
41%?
Yeah,
Look, it's a good discount, but the price varies from state to state, so that's why. And again, it's, 28% in terms of natural gas for Victoria, and for Queensland, 28%. Pay-on-time discount, and this is off the usage too. That's the important thing. It's the usage charge. That's the amount you actually use. There's a supply charge for being connected. This is the usage, which tends to be the biggest component, and 10% for natural gas in Queensland.
It's such a great idea to save some big bucks on your electricity and your gas. You can head to onebigswitch.com.au for more information. Christopher Zinn, always lovely seeing you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
All right, it's time now for a hit of showbiz, and